Welcome to episode 2. What's coming up in this episode, Jayce?
In weird news, a warning for weightlifters.
Jayce wears his flashy jacket for dude love.
Amy leaves me for Rob Zombie.
I banned Jayce from the internet.
Hey, you're listening to Committed to Crazy with Jayce and Amy. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome to my mommy and daddy show.
Come on, the kids are in bed, let's have some fun.
What the hell, Daddy?
I think this is going to be our best episode yet, maybe.
I think it's going to be a train wreck.
Oh my god.
All right, Amy's going to start us off this episode with a weird news story you found on the internet.
Yeah, you might find this one interesting, Jayce, because this dude got in quite of a situation at the gym. He got caught in a weight.
What do you mean he got caught in a weight?
Well, he got caught in a weight, and it took firefighters 3 hours to...
Like a dumbbell weight?
Yeah, a weight with a hole in it.
Oh. He got caught in the hole.
Yeah, he got caught in the hole.
Was-
And so anyways, it took firefighters 3 hours to get this dude out of the weights. And they actually posted it online, the picture of the weight after they were done cutting him out.
Can we share that photo on Instagram?
I mean, I guess we could, yeah.
Yeah, let's put...
I will make sure that gets posted.
Well, I mean...
It's not a pretty sight, though.
If it was an American Pie situation, we'll make sure there's no parts in there, but...
I mean, they had to use a grinder.
A grinder on his business?
Yeah, they had to use a grinder and some kind of hydraulic thing and all this stuff.
Oh, my God.
3 hours worth. They had to sedate dude.
Of course they had to sedate him there. He'd have thought he was having sex with Iron Man.
Then they said, please do not imitate such actions.
Oh.
But get this, Jayce, get this. Guess what the fire department's name was? Guess where this happened?
I had no idea.
Worms, Germany.
Worms, Germany? His
Worms, Germany.
Well, I mean, if you're going to get your worms caught in something, that's the place to do it, I suppose.
It happened in Worms, Germany, yeah. So this isn't anything that happened recent. I just came across it and I thought it was
Oh, you thought I would like to know about a guy with his junk caught in a dumbbell?
No, I just got a good laugh out of it,
Or
so I wanted other people to hear it.
I guess it would be a dumbbell with his junk caught in a weight.
Oh my God. All right. So on this episode...
The idea here is to introduce ourselves.
Oh my goodness.
We're not from New York. We're not in a big city.
Unfortunately.
We live in North Carolina.
Unfortunately.
And that's where we disagree. I did not grow up in North Carolina. So,
I did.
North Carolina is where I escaped to from where I was from. And Amy grew up in North Carolina, and she feels like she never got to escape.
I've escaped several times. I just managed
Keep
to
coming
come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how the hell that keeps happening, but...
Other than being from North Carolina, both of us have a pretty wide array of interests. We're both artistic and creative, and we got a lot of things that we are passionate about. So we're probably going to end up talking about most of these at one point or another through the progress of the show. So I kind of wanted to talk about what some of our interests are. I thought maybe you could go first.
Okay.
You want to run through your...
Yeah, I got a quick list. I mean, I have so many, but I just...
That's the
kinda,
problem, is limited
yeah,
to
I have
the big
so
ones.
many, but I just kind of jotted down some.
Yeah.
So the most important. Well, of course, family and everything, kids and all that, whatever.
I left that off my list because, my wife is my priority. And my kids are my priority, and that should go
okay,
without...
but can't we get to my list?
Yes, go to your
let's go
list.
ahead.
I apologize. I apologize for talking about my children. What's your problem? Jesus.
All right, so, well, writing and poetry is, of course, number one, because that's how I make my money.
Okay.
So, of course, that's, number one for me. Music. Oh, my God.
Music.
Oh, my God.
Music's a big one for me, too. I don't know if it's one of my interests. It's just something I don't...
Oh, I am so into music, Jayce.
Yeah.
It's not even funny.
Yeah, for me, it's something I couldn't live without, but I don't know if I'd call it one of my interests.
It is an
Not
interest
like it is
for
for
me.
you.
Yeah, I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
With music. All music.
Yeah, I can't sit and watch Vivo on YouTube for 6 hours.
Yes, I can. I could watch every video out there. I can listen to like, oh my gosh. Okay, tattoos, of course, because we both tattoo.
It's a shared interest of ours, yes. We are both tattooists.
And we're tattooed too.
Yes, yes. And the collection's growing.
Okay, horror, anything. Not whore. No, not horror, anything.
Horror, movie. Movies. We're talking about movies. You have a penchant for whores. That's awful. Why would you tell your husband that?
Okay, so yeah, that anything.
Horror. Horror.
Yeah, so yeah.
That's when you have to enunciate when you're podcasting.
Horror. I can't even say it right. Horror?
You just point at me and I'll enunciate it for you.
Anyways, anything horror. Movies, I don't know, anything. Just music, movies, Halloween.
I know you're a big fan of Rob Zombie.
Oh, yes. Oh my God.
Did you just leave me for Rob Zombie?
No, I couldn't take Sherry's voice at all. Okay. Rockabilly. I love rockabilly. I love this style. I am so into the whole like old cars and, 50s style, just everything.
Yeah.
Cars and style and makeup, winged eyeliner.
I mean,
there's a whole like a genre of like
good reason they call it the greatest generation. I mean, they had
I really
coolest
think I was
stuff.
Born in the wrong era.
Oh yeah, I should have been born in the 40s.
Well, I think I should have been born probably in the.
Well, if you were born in the 40s, you'd have been a teenager in the 50s, and you'd have had all the cool cars.
Yeah, but I wanted to be a woman in the 50s. I wanted to be a woman.
Being a woman in the 50s was a fight.
Well, yeah, but they had the winged eyeliner, and they were so like.
Yeah, but being a woman now compared to then is a lot more fun. They just looked cooler.
Yeah, but they kind of do what I do now.
Yeah. the style was badass.
All right, so and animals and rescue. I cannot have enough animals in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually just had to pass up a little kitty that I thought that I absolutely could bond with forever.
Yeah. Well, I have come home from work to dogs that were not here when I left before. It's a serious problem.
It's not a problem.
We have a small herd.
We do not.
We do.
Well, now we have 2 dogs and 4 kitties, 4 outside kitties that kind of took up here. But now we have.
They're squatters.
That's another
episode.
Yeah, that's all my interest.
So our herd of animals is Amy's doing. All Amy. And
Oh my God!
Now we have Amy's herd.
It's not me. We talk about animals all day.
Yeah. All right.
All right. What's your interest, Jayce?
My interest.
They're not nearly as interesting as mine.
Well, the old cars. That's an interest that we kind of share. Right now, we've got a 1962 Galaxy. We've got a 1950 Buick Super. We'd like to have a whole lot more, but that's what we have now. And kind of along the same lines, there is motorcycles. I love motorcycles. I've loved motorcycles since I was young. When I was riding dirt bikes and crashing into the swing set, I've loved motorcycles. Right now, I got me a little Sportster that half of it's primer and half of it's painted.
It's so retarded looking.
It looks like I pulled it out of a boneyard and patched it together. But
it looked fine a month ago. I don't know what the fuck happened. He got his hands on it. That's what happened.
Well, my dad used to always complain, I cannot own anything without messing with it. I mess with everything. One of my other big passions is art. I'm an artist.
Yes, he is awesome.
I like to draw. I can paint. I don't do it much, but my big thing is pen and ink drawing. And
his doodles, like you doodle all the time and you just throw them away. And I'm like, why are you doing that?
Yeah, and anybody that's been on our social media, some of my doodles are in the background of our icon.
Yeah.
For our social media stuff.
But you just throw that shit away. And I'm like, why don't you do something with that? I don't know.
Yeah, but it's perspective. When I look at my artwork, I don't see what everybody else does. I can do it anytime I want to.
Oh,
it means,
well, good for you.
Not that it means nothing to me, but it's not... I'm just saying I have a different perspective on it than everybody else. But over the course of everything, I'm sure at some point we're going to share my artwork. Maybe we'll get some lithographs printed and send them out to supporters and do some fun stuff with mine.
Do some contests or something like
Right, we'll do some
Yeah,
fun stuff
send
with
some artwork out to our
my art.
fans.
Yeah, my art, your photography. We'll put it out there and share it with
Our
everybody.
listeners. I'm not that full of myself yet.
And the next step with my art was tattoos, which we kind of learned to do together.
Well, you apprenticed under a tattoo artist, and then I apprenticed under you. So
Yeah, and it's a big passion for both of us. So tattoos, that's one of our shared passions. We like doing that together. The great thing about a husband and wife that tattoo together is we don't have to pay for any of it.
yeah.
So we're steadily building.
Well, I didn't have to pay for any of my tattoos to start with.
Yeah, well, that was before me. I don't want to hear about it. You didn't get stuck in any weights, did you?
No. I mean, the people that tattooed me, maybe they did. I don't know.
I'm a big movie nerd. I know you.
Oh
I know
my gosh!
You like horror movies.
Like horror movies.
Yeah. But I like pretty much all movies except horror movies. I watch them.
How does this person that will watch any movie whatsoever, and every time I turn on a horror movie, I can't even get that on.
They all seem to follow the same script.
No, they don't.
There's a different villain in the same script.
No, see.
Well, I don't want to get into that, but you love horror
Yeah,
movies.
that's gonna be another episode.
And I love the rest.
That's gonna be totally another episode because we disagree on that so much. Because horror movies are freaking awesome.
Part of me being a movie dork is that we collect DVDs. We have a massive DVD collection. That's
Oh my god.
it's.
Some of them I don't even know, and I wouldn't watch.
We have them so my son can watch them with me.
He probably ain't gonna watch them either.
He'll watch them at least once.
Oh my god.
Music. Amy loves all music.
All music.
My big passion is blues music. I love blues music. I love Junior Kimbrough and
I
R.L.
do like
Burnside.
R.L. Burnside, yeah.
R.L. Burnside is
He sounds really good in my car.
to be alive in the deep South when Junior Kimbrough and R.L. Burnside were neighbors. And
He could talk about this stuff all day long.
Yeah, well, I guess I don't need to get into it, but God, I love that music. It's just,
Yeah.
and that music is the influence for almost every type of modern music. It's so, the bass lines, you can call it hip hop, rap, trap, whatever you call it, those bass lines are blues.
Okay, well, blues music, I thank you for all the modern stuff.
And besides my blues music, I'm a big fan of the King Elvis Presley.
Oh my gosh.
I love Elvis. And Evel Knievel.
Oh yeah, Jayce has a jacket. I'm sure you'll see on
Yeah.
the website.
Yeah, I've had cars that cost less than my jacket, but
Yeah.
Evel Knievel was
He gets-
awesome.
Like, I get embarrassed when you wear it out. Like, but you get so many compliments.
I know. It draws a
But
crowd.
it's so freaking like flashy. I get so embarrassed. Like, what is he doing? And then I was, dude, I love your jacket, man. I don't know.
We had a tow truck driver chase us into a shopping center to ask about the super jacket.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know. Anyways, you guys will see the jacket, the super jacket. So
The other thing I wanted to go through is each of our neurosis. The show is called Committed to Crazy. And, we don't want to get too deep into it, but...
well, we're naming our neurosis, so aren't we getting a little deep?
No, I don't want to get too deep into it, but it's something that I want to share so that you kind of understand the part that we play for each other and what you can kind of expect from us as far as our perspective when we talk about different things.
Well, and that's also our listeners. Like, we want them to have a safe place to listen and comment and talk to us and just have somebody to relate to,
Yeah, and I
because
think-
we're not...
Honestly, between the two of us, we've probably got just about everything covered.
I don't think we have everything, but yeah. So when I first started having, well, I was like 13 when I started having issues. But anyways, as I got older, and I became an adult, I realized that I needed some fucking help. So I went to the doctor, and I was first diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. Like, what is the Fatal Attraction? Are you scared?
Well, we've been together for a long time now, and I understand.
No.
But I don't believe that.
No, well, hello, I'm trying to talk. So I went back and had, my issues reevaluated because, my medication wasn't working and stuff. So I went back years later, and I have anxiety because I may vomit at any moment because I'm so nervous recording this show. Bipolar, depression, ADD, which, I'm like, I got 5 other websites open right now. But, and PTSD. So what have you been diagnosed with, Jayce?
That's the thing about me is I'm not a big fan of doctors or diagnosis. So I have issues. None of this has been diagnosed. I get a little paranoid.
A little.
And when I do start getting paranoid, I get a little aggressive.
A little.
I was banned from a Taco Bell in our little town for
my
6
gosh.
months. So I do get a little paranoid and a little aggressive as far as that goes. I have bad social anxiety.
Yes, that's why I've not gone to a concert or the fair or the mall.
Or a movie theater.
Or a movie theater. I will not take this dude to a movie theater. Not happening.
Well, for me, being in a crowd is like a claustrophobic being locked in a closet. I can't breathe. I feel like everybody's touching me.
Well,
I just can't.
nobody's
stand it.
touching you, Jayce.
Well, that's how it feels.
Okay.
Anyway, I've never been diagnosed, but I get very socially anxious. Amy likes to say that I have Asperger's. When I read the list of symptoms and things for Asperger's, I agree that I do some of those things. I don't know that.
I don't think it's a severe case of Asperger's, but I think it's.
I've never been diagnosed, so I don't know. But Amy seems to think that's part of my issue.
I mean, our son, definitely.
I mean, when he eats a Lunchable, he cannot eat it unless the entire cellophane.
Yeah, he has certain things
that
just has to be a certain way.
Yeah, and you can't partially open something for
you
him at all.
You can't talk him out of it or anything so. And you're a lot like that.
Yeah.
I mean, your Lunchable, you would leave some paper on your Lunchable.
I think I'm more OCD than Asperger's. But either way, I've never been diagnosed. That's just Amy's suspicion based on how I act. My other big issue is that I don't have a brain-mouth filter.
Yes, please excuse him.
I
apologize for anything that he says. As I said in our first episode, I apologize for anything that he may say.
Yeah, I don't get embarrassed, and usually I hear what comes out of my mouth at the same time as everybody else. And one of the bad things about that is that I am a loud talker.
You're only a loud talker when we're in a restaurant sitting at a table.
No, because you've gotten upset with me at the store, too, when we're grocery shopping or something. That's why you don't take me to the store anymore.
No, I don't take you to the store because you act up. He is worse than kids. You're worse than the kids. But it's like when we sit down at a restaurant, your voice gets 10 times louder. And I don't understand how that happens.
I don't either.
I felt like you were doing it on purpose to start with, and then you keep saying you're not. I don't know.
I don't know how I'm talking until you say something. My old man talked loud too.
Yeah, Pops.
I guess
he was a loud talker.
I guess we just have voices that carry.
But his voice carried all the time, everywhere. Yours just carries when you're sitting at a table for dinner.
When I'm waiting for food. I get loud when I'm waiting for food.
All right. So what can they expect from Committed to Crazy?
Well, I know that we want it to be a weekly show.
Yeah, definitely. If not more, eventually.
If not more.
As time permits.
That's kind of where I was going with that is in the future, once we get it down and start building a listener base, then we want to expand and start doing extended access during the week, and then the show gets uploaded Monday morning. So that the listeners have an opportunity to contribute. You can post comments and interact with us throughout the week, and you'll have the opportunity to influence.
And y'all get to interact with me.
Yeah, the social media manager
of
our 2-person operation. But yeah, they'll be able to influence where the show goes, what we talk about, and I want to get to the point where our listeners are so interactive with us that we could do an entire episode just answering questions for listeners. I would love that.
They finish a car or something, they're working on a car, or
Yeah.
You know, like,
We could share your picture.
Yeah.
So anything you've got going on, share with us.
yes.
If it's awesome, we'll reshare it. If it's not awesome, we'll make fun of you.
I don't know if you need to tell him that, Jayce. He's so rude, people.
Well, it's my shtick.
Again, I apologize.
It's part of my charm.
No, it's not.
So what platforms are we going to be on?
Okay, we have Facebook.
We do have Facebook.
We have
that
Facebook.
was a
Yes,
fight.
that was a freaking fight, man.
Oh, God.
We have Facebook. We have Twitter. We have
Well,
Instagram.
The big one that we want everybody to participate in is
Patreon.
Patreon.
Yes.
We are on Patreon. Find us on Patreon.
SoundCloud.
We're going to be on SoundCloud. We're going to be on iTunes.
YouTube?
We're
Are
going
we
to be
on YouTube yet? No, not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
We have the account. We haven't made any videos yet.
Okay.
But
Well,
we hopefully by the time this episode airs, we will be on YouTube. So Patreon, YouTube, Twitter,
Instagram,
Instagram,
Facebook.
Facebook,
We don't have a
Spotify.
Snapchat yet. We need to snap our fans.
That's what I was trying to think of earlier today. You remember?
Oh yeah. You were
Yeah.
asking me about that. So when we get after we get some fans, we'll
So we need to write that
get
down.
on Snapchat and we can snap each other.
Yeah. So
That'd be fun. So yeah, if we get enough fans.
right, we'll do some
We're gonna-
snaps on the interwebs.
Yeah. What the hell?
That's what the kids are doing.
Yeah, we'll totally get hip and get on and
Yeah,
snap some people.
No, we'll totally put some snaps on the interweb.
But I'm not gonna just snap,
My-
just one person. So
Yeah, my
we gotta...
my snaps are going to be awesome.
Oh my gosh, no, they're not.
What? I'm a good snapper.
They'll be more interested in my snaps.
As long as I'm not stuck in a dumbbell, I think I'll be okay.
I think you will. No snapping in a dumbbell.
All right. Well, we just ran through all our social media and didn't tell anybody what our accounts are.
We didn't, did
No.
we? Well, everything is committed to crazy except for Twitter.
Twitter is
Jayce and Amy.
is it at Jayce and Amy?
I don't know.
Or is it
what's the hip
hashtag
thing?
Jayce and Amy?
No, it's not hashtag Jayce.
Is it at?
It's at.
I don't know what the kids
Oh,
are doing.
God.
I don't know what the kids are doing.
It's at Jayce and Amy. Jayce and Amy.
I'm
A-N-D Amy.
I'm the producer. You're the social media manager.
Yeah,
I don't know
he's
what
not
the
very hip with the.
I don't know what the interwebs are doing.
Yeah, he's not very. So, like, guys, like y'all are gonna be talking to me on the interwebs.
I want to talk too.
No.
Banned from the interwebs? You can't ban me from the interweb.
I think I can. Any interaction. I mean, you're going to be interacting with both of us, but, I'll be the fun one.
So rude. Oh my god. So rude.
So anyway, yeah, it's...
that's why I don't like you.
All right. Anyway. Committed to crazy at all of our social media except for Twitter because they're assholes and there wasn't enough space, so we had to make Jayce and Amy at Jayce and Amy.
Yeah, at Jayce and Amy. That's all for episode 2. We know this is a new show and you didn't have to listen, but thank you for taking a chance and trying something new. To get the latest updates and episodes, baby, tell them how to find us.
Like us on Facebook at Committed to Crazy. Follow us on Instagram at Committed to Crazy. Follow us on Twitter at Jayce and Amy and snap us on Snapchat at Jayce and Amy. You can find all of our social media on our website, committedtocrazy.com.
So let's finish wrapping it up, baby. What's our takeaways this week?
Well, visit Germany if you love the gym.
Amy loves horror movies.
And finally, I apologize for everything that Jayce says. Thanks for listening. Talk to you next week.